Good morning. Good morning. Hey y'all, I have my headphones in. I'm on my Bluetooth headphones, so I really hope you guys can hear this whenever you get a chance to tune in. If anybody comes in live, please let me know if you can hear me. I assume so. My green light is on. And I'm just going to drop this in the comments before I get started. Y'all know Coach Des and her technology, so all right. I realize it's been a little while since I've gone live, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's because this is actually a perfect way to start the episode. I have a couple of things I want to channel, by the way, so this is gonna feel kind of random and all over the place, but it's not. It's just things I've been collecting, and I'm like, I gotta talk about this, I gotta talk about this, I gotta talk about this. So here we are now. I'm just gonna be downloading some things to you guys. But most of these things have to do with getting out of our own fucking way. And why we can never really seem to do that. So these are just real life examples of all the ways we get in our own way without even knowing it. Starting with myself. I have some podcast episodes to upload. I'll be getting those done probably this week, early next week. It just takes me a little while because my technology is not matchy, okay? So I don't have Apple anything, and I tell myself this story about like how much work it's going to take to do all the cutting and the uploading, etc., etc. Really what I need to do is just do it, set it in the background to upload, and then move on about my life, come back and check on it, make sure it was done, right? This is a long way of telling you how I've been getting in my own way of going live with you guys. So that's just around the podcast, okay? Then I start to think about the fact that like, oh, I also want to go live. And then the part of my brain that's used to finding reasons to not do something or finding a way to complicate things to talk me out of it is like, oh man, it's so much work. You have to set up your phone. You have to be recording the podcast from the mic. You have to set up the laptop if you want to go live on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and record a podcast. Desiree, it's so much work. No, brain. It's just more work than you want to do. But what I've decided is I'm no longer going to let my brain tell me these stories anymore. And so some of these are going to be lives that get uploaded as podcasts later. Some of these are going to be podcasts that you guys get a snippet of later. I am going to start doing video podcasts because I realize you guys really enjoy watching me, which thank you. I love you. But you know, that's just one way. That's just one way I've been getting in my own way. So now I'm getting out of my way when it comes to podcasting and going live. And hey, Tasha, can you hear me okay? I have my headphones in, so I'm using my mic. I assume you can hear me fine because you're here and you're interacting, so that's perfect. But I've been getting a lot of these messages about a lot of these downloads about getting out of our own way. And they've been coming in different areas. So like I said, we're just going to kind of be bobbing around. But I wanted to share with you guys that even as a coach, even as someone who lives this every single day, who lives and breathes her healing journey, some days we just get to really talk it out with the brain. And we get to do it anyways. We just get to do it anyways, and she'll get over it. So here I am, facing my own fears, facing my own stories. Also leading by example, right? Because I can't ask you to show up and do the work if I'm not willing to do it. And so this is what it looks like. Okay, next one. This was a couple days ago. This one was a big one, and I think a lot of women are going to relate to this, whether you're in a relationship right now, whether you're looking for a relationship, whether you want a relationship, but maybe you may not be looking. Who here really resonates, or maybe used to resonate with, the strong, independent woman archetype? Ooh, we love that one, right? I can do it by myself. I don't need no man. I don't need anybody to help me. I could do it all by myself. You guys remember that Tyler Perry movie? I could do bad all by myself. Yeah. Yeah, same Tisha. Oh my God. In my like early 20s, even into my late 20s, like it really wasn't until maybe 2 years ago that I really started looking at why I was so strongly embedded in this belief. But for a lot of my womanhood, I've been stuck on being that strong, independent woman. Definitely still working through it. Oh my God, it's a practice on the daily to allow my feminine flow to step in when it's appropriate, when it's time, right? So anyways, an old friend of mine posted, she hasn't posted in a while. She disappeared off of Facebook for a minute. Came back. And last time her and I talked, we were very much on the same page. We very much related when it came to like men and our approach to relationships. We were very like, no, he needs to do A, B, and C. And, you know, he needs to treat me like a woman. But then also I'm over here like not giving him the opportunity to be the man. This is not what today's conversation is about. So that's for another day. But anyways, it's been maybe about 2 or 3 years since I've seen her on my timeline. So things have really shifted and changed for me. And she's been sharing these TikTok videos, Instagram videos, Reels, you know. She doesn't really post a lot of her own things. She shares things that she resonates with. And she shared a couple of poetry videos. And I didn't respond because I also know how to read energy. One of the blessings of being clairsentient is I know when I can say something or not. She's not in a space for me to say anything. So I'm moving on about my day, right? If she wants to talk, she can come to me. She knows where I am. But she's been posting these videos about how whatever man comes into her life next, whatever man she dates next, and I think this can go for same-sex couples, non-binary, right? Because no matter what, we always have feminine and masculine energy in relationships. Period. We all have it within ourselves. So I just want to get that disclaimer out of the way too. But anyways, basically whatever man she attracts next, whatever partner she has next, has to be able to put up with her attitudes, with her snapping, with her mean words sometimes, with her tone of voice, etc., for however long. And this is just the tone of the video, okay? This is not the words that they're using, but this is the energy behind what they're saying. To which I'm like, I get it, because I used to be her. And I used to think, no, I get to do A, B, and C, and he still gets to do C, D, E, F, all the way through Z, right? But having a healthy exchange of feminine and masculine energy in a relationship is actually less about your independence and being that strong, independent woman, and more about how you can manage your energy. Now, as an entrepreneur, I spend at least 8 hours, if not more, of my day in my masculine energy, right? And I've always naturally operated in my masculine energy as the oldest girl, as the much older sibling, who my parents really relied on as like a third parent sometimes. And my own like traumas and situations and experiences. I also gathered, oh my gosh, 2 robins. I just saw 2 robins fly by. Wow. They're so pretty here. The robins in Texas are like this bright, the brightest red I've ever seen. Tisha, kind of like the bright red probably that we saw in our root chakra yesterday, in our little meditation yesterday. But man, I love the robins here. Okay, anyways, back to the Come back. Focus. Okay. So, by no means am I saying that I don't understand how women have gotten to this point as a collective, that we believe we should be allowed to be in our masculine energy and also receive feminine flow from the masculine outside of us. This is the thing. My partner finds it extremely attractive that I can be in this kind of get shit done energy, right? He loves this thing about me. He does. He finds it very admirable. He loves a strong work ethic. And so he and I share that value. We both have a strong work ethic. He sees how hard I work, and he's appreciative of that. But it doesn't mean that I still wasn't not being able to leave work. And so I still was taking this same command and energy into my relationship and then saying, but like, I just want you to love me. What? Talk about conflicting information. Universe is like, so I don't get it. So like, you wanna be in charge all of the time. You want to be the one making the plans, making the decisions, but also you want him to take care of everything. How is he going to take care of anything if you don't let him? If you don't let him, and if you don't let go of your strong, independent woman. I think sometimes we have these identities and we have these perceptions of ourselves that we feel are so beneficial, but they've only been beneficial to our survival. And now we are trying to thrive, and we're trying to take these same versions of ourselves into the place of our life where we're trying to thrive. It's like when women come to me and say, I want to feel just like I did when I was 25. I want to weigh the same. I want to look the same. But now they're 45 and they've had 3 kids. Baby, what? First of all, I'm sorry to break your heart, but it's not going to happen. Second of all, it's better on this side anyways, because what were you doing when you were 25 to manage that kind of body? Probably starving yourself, probably drinking a lot, probably binging, right? I'm telling my own story. I'm just sharing the things I was doing. I know a lot of y'all were out here doing it, okay? I know I'm not the only one, so... I'm not accusing anyone of anything or assuming anything. I just know what I was up to. And I'm a woman that lives in America, so. Woo! But I'm telling you, we don't always mean to get in our own way, right? This is the thing. We don't always mean to get in our own way. We have these unconscious behaviors, these unconscious storylines, and even when we are conscious of them, we don't realize why we have had them. So we keep them. We keep them because we think that they're serving us still. They have served us for years, decades, situation after situation after situation, and so it must be working. But you're still stuck in the same loops. So is it working? I don't like that question either. That's why I squished my face up like that. I hate when I have to ask myself that question. I'm like, right, you're right, you're right, you're right, you got it. My higher self is like, okay, now that we've accepted it. Exactly, Tisha, we don't know what we don't know. We don't know what we don't know. I love that. Yeah. Also, something I've done that I haven't really announced. I told the MeFit community, so they're like my accountability buddies. Literally, being a fitness coach is the best accountability you could ever have. I'm not saying everybody go become a fitness coach, but if you ever feel like you need someone to help you be that fitness mirror of yourself, woo! I realized I've just been kind of cruising for the past couple of months in my fitness journey, which has been so nice. It's been so liberating and so beautiful. to be in this place with food and fitness where I'm not stressed out about getting my workout in, when I'm going to get it in, how I'm going to get it in, if I'm meeting my macros, etc., etc. Just been cruising for the last couple of months since I came back to maintenance. And it's been super epic. The athlete in me is ready to pick it up. And I've also been watching some of our members in the community get a little comfy and cozy in their goals. And so I'm like, I see, said the blind man. So in watching them and in knowing how I am and being an empath, I was like, let me not let myself be tricked by this comfort zone. Because I also have some physique goals in mind. Nothing too crazy, y'all. I'm not by any means trying to be like a bodybuilder or have a six-pack all the time, but I am trying to get a little bit more muscle on this body and look a little leaner. I don't care about how much I weigh. I've weighed 150 for the last year. So I think that's it. I think we're done. I think that's where we're going to go. We're at 150 and it's comfortable here and we like it here. But I want to grow my glutes a little bit more and I want to flatten my belly a little bit more. But for the most part, that's it. But I know that means being very specific with my training and my nutrition. And so there was the part of me that has really enjoyed these last couple of months, right? I'm like, no, this is so nice. Look, you're still losing fat. We can see in progress photos that things are still changing. And you haven't had to track your food. Maybe you've missed your protein goal a couple of times. But you're doing great. You're doing great, Des. My inner cheerleader. She's so awesome. And we love her, right? We have to have her. Of course, because how else would we not go ham all the time and be miserable about it? But also I'm like, I hear you. I do. But listen, if you keep missing your protein goal, all that booty muscle you grew is going to be gone. It took you 1.5 years. And it's going to be gone in 3 months if you don't eat some damn protein. Okay? So I'm going to need you to start tracking your food again. And I was like, oh, you're right. You're right. I guess so. So now if I'm going to start tracking my food again, then that means I'm going to be intentional about how much protein I'm taking in and intentional about how many carbs I'm taking in. I have celiacs, so I can't eat gluten. So that takes away a lot of my basic carb options. It's a lot of the processed carb options, so that's good. But on the other hand, it just means I have to eat a ton of potatoes and a ton of pasta. If you've never put 8 ounces of potatoes on a plate, imagine having to do that 5 times a day to meet your carb intake. It's wild, you guys. It's so crazy. So trying to hit actual bulk calories is not in the cards for me right now. So instead of choosing a goal that was way too wild and way too committed, because I've been all on the extremes for the past couple of years, for sure. On purpose. I've done it on purpose and with intention. But I'm at a point where I don't want to be in the extreme anymore. I want to be making progress towards my goals while also knowing if I have vacay coming up in 3 weeks, I can make an adjustment. Boom. Now I feel really good in my bikini. And my glutes look fucking great. And I don't feel bloated from eating 3,000 carbs. No, that's an exaggeration. I would never eat that many. Wow. But the point is, hey, Kasha, the point is that I have been playing with being comfortable, getting back to my goals, being comfortable, getting back to my goals. And it's this part of me that likes the cozy, that's been happy with what's been comfortable. It's just chill. You're still making change. You're still making progress. But it's also my higher self that's the competitor in me. My higher self wants to be great. My higher self wants to shine. My higher self is a fully embodied feminine because she has this attitude like, if you don't watch me, or if you're not watching me, you will be. So I have to share that with you guys, because I'm outside at the park in my community. I'm in Texas. I live in Texas now. I realize you might not know. So but my higher self is like, she is the performer, right? The performer, Des, that's me. And that's my higher self. And she is not about to not be seen. So, the part of me that's comfortable is the part of me that has gotten comfortable with people not honoring my body or looking at my body in a certain way, right? Like, she's like, no. If people look at us that way, then we're calling in that attention. And my higher self is like, bitch, that's what we want. So what's the problem? So this is how I get called to make change, right? Like, this is how I get called to adjust my goals, whether or not to commit. Hey, Miss Ashley. And this is how I get called to assess when I'm getting in my own way. And again, you guys, like a third example of how we just are not always doing this maliciously or on purpose or with the intent to keep ourselves stuck. This is the thing, is that I know, I have experienced on my own and with so many clients how unconscious we can be in our cycles and how we just end up there sometimes. And then we're like, man, I'm still in a blue jay. Wow, the birds are out today. Apparently, I'm supposed to be channeling this message right now. This is it. I'm just telling y'all, I was supposed to be here right now because we've had 2 robins and a blue jay. Woo! This is very exciting. Thanks, guys. Thanks for supporting my higher self. She has no qualms about it, but she loves the love for sure. It's not in like this egotistical way. It is that she does want to be loved, absolutely. But let's give them something to really love, right? And I don't mean give by like just giving my energy away. Don't worry. Let's just, the prettier we can make it, the more they want to love it, right? Let's be real. This is human. This is being human. This is being in our body. And it feels good to look good. It's okay. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Just a reminder that there's nothing wrong with wanting to look good, because it feels good to look good, even if you're only looking good to you. And that's all that matters. Look good to yourself. You're going to feel great. You're going to feel fantastic. So I'm going to wrap this up. I've been out here for a minute. I appreciate you guys for showing up today. I wasn't sure, what this was going to look like. Like I said, I just knew I needed to get out of my own way. So here I am, sharing and channeling the messages that I've received about getting out of our own way in the last week or so. So I want to call you to some self-reflection and to really getting curious with yourself. This is something you guys are going to hear me talk about a lot this month. One of the themes this month is going to be self-reflection, because we cannot change what we don't know needs to be changed. We don't know what we don't know, like Tisha said, right? We don't know what we don't know, and so until we know, we cannot change it. And we all have unconscious behaviors, patterns, and thoughts that have been with us for the purposes of survival. So no one is blaming you, no one is dismissing you, no one is telling you that you cannot change it. It just takes a little more work than we want. That's all. And that's the uncomfortable part, right? But in order to get to a place where we start to feel comfortable again in these new, higher, expanded versions of life, we have to address the unconscious, lower vibrational behaviors that may have protected us, but are not letting us grow and expand. Thanks, Miss Akasha. I'm so happy this is resonating, babe. Feel free to go back and replay this. It's also going to go up as a podcast once I figure out how to download it and rip the audio. Or it might just be a video podcast. Who knows what it's going to be today. But I'm encouraging you guys to really dive into some journaling. Listen, I do support calls for people who are not clients or are clients, okay? So whether you're an existing MeFit client, an existing, well, my one-on-one clients don't really need it, an existing follower who just loves me and like you just want someone to talk about these things back and forth with, you can always grab some calls from me. You don't have to commit to a full-ass program. I understand how intimidating that is and how much social media has messed us up, right? So if you're just looking for a little guidance and someone who you feel connected to, let me know. Hop in my DMs. But also, we can always just chat here. Like, this is a safe space. I promise you, if anybody ever comes out of their face or out of pocket at you on my page, it's not going to be good. It will not be fun for them. Now, I'm not going to be mean. I just will not allow it here. Those are the rules. So, please always feel safe to comment and talk about the things that we talk about in these lives or in my posts, because I never ever want you guys to feel attacked, shamed, or judged. I am just here to help you open your eyes in the ways that I had people help me open my eyes. And as painful as it was also so liberating and so powerful. And it's the only way that I'm sitting here able to talk to you about it right now. So I love y'all. Thank you for hearing me out today. Get curious. Start journaling, meditating, talking with me if you want, talking with a friend. If you have a friend you can talk to, a sister, a coworker. If you know anybody who might also be on their spiritual, total self-enlightenment journey, talk to them. We have to create this community ourselves, you guys. It's going to take baby steps and it can feel scary and frustrating, but I promise you that there are women and men and other people out there who have stories like yours and who want to heal too. And it's so much more powerful when we can heal together in sisterhood and in brotherhood and in family-ship is what I've been calling it lately. So I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful freaking 4th of July. I hope this message resonated with you in some way, shape, or form. And I'll be around. You guys will see me in the stories and stuff. We're going to go to a barbecue and whatnot today. Happy Tuesday.